So you want to main Baron Samedi, the god all about life after death. First, ask yourself, why do you want to main Baron? He's super cool and jazzy, loves to party, has a strong teamfight presence, he's also one of the very few mages that can be played as a support, and he's just incredibly fun. Baron is a voodoo mage. SMITE has classified him as a hard god. In my opinion, I think he's pretty easy. In this guide, I will quickly go through the abilities, giving a rough summary, provide combos, builds, and the whatnot to do. Let's go through his abilities. Baron's Brew. The really cool thing about Baron is that he shares his brew. It's a restorative chalice that all your allies can purchase from the item shop. This consumable only costs 150 gold and heals 140 health and 100 mana over 20 seconds per use. You get 3 uses that are refilled when you're at base. Baron's passive, Hysteria. Baron's abilities interact with Hysteria to provide bonus effects. Targets at max Hysteria take 20% additional damage. Now this passive is pretty important as the effects apply across to all his abilities, so preferably you want to get the enemies to the highest stack possible. This will allow you to amp up your damage, and Baron can do some pretty insane damage. To stack Hysteria, you can stack up to 70, 2 stacks per basic attack, and each ability applies a unique amount of stacks. First ability, Vivid Gaze. Baron's first ability is a line ability type. It's 2 fired up beams that reduce the power and speed of the targeted enemy by 30%. Enemies hit by both beams take 15% damage on the second hit. This ability will be your main poke and damage. Second ability, Consigned Spirits. Baron's second ability is a ground target. Upon hitting enemy guards, Baron will heal himself and allies nearby. If the targeted enemy guard is above 30 Hysteria, this second ability will cleanse slows, make allies immune to slow, and increase their movement speed. This ability is more of a support type as it heals, and if the Hysteria is high enough, it will help out you and your allies if slowed and give a speed boost. Third ability, Wrap It Up. Baron's third ability is a root. Upon a hit, he wraps any enemy guard, dealing damage, slows the enemy, and applies a root at the end. If the enemy is above 30 Hysteria, the snake also lashes out on nearby enemy guards who stand too close after 1 second. Now this ability is really good for setting up your other abilities. It's Baron CC and also can potentially help him escape bad situations. Ultimate, Life of the Party. Now his ultimate is one of my favorite ultimates in SMITE. It's somehow really satisfying to use. Baron's ultimate is a cone type. He pulls all enemy guards in radius towards him, becoming CC immune and taking 20% reduced damage. When the enemy guard gets too close to the coffin, they're stunned and take a large amount of damage based on their total health and Hysteria. Now this ability does do a lot of damage. The more ticks, the more Hysteria, the more damage. The more Hysteria stacked up before the ultimate, the stronger the pull. This ability is also really good for trying to escape. As you take 25% reduced damage, it will help you survive longer. I do recommend to use this as well if you're getting ganked and you have no other way to escape. Use this ability to take up as much reduced damage as possible. For leveling abilities, I prefer Ultimate for the insane setup and damage. First ability, Vivid Gaze for damage and effects on enemies. Second ability, Consigned Spirits for the heal effects mainly and immunity effects, and third ability, Wrap It Up. So it's just 4, 1, 2, 3. Getting into the combos. Now Baron can do a few combos. I will show you all of them. For short combos, you can do 3 to slow and wrap the enemy, and then 2. This combo is pretty much used in early fights as you most likely have already used your 1 for minion clear. You can also use 3 and 1 of course. Full combos are 3, 2, 1 and 3, 1, 2. Full damage Hysteria combo. Your ultimate applies up to 80 Hysteria to an enemy god. This is a great reason to start off with your ultimate if you're in a good position and then apply the combos I've said previously, as you will get a huge damage output from the Hysteria. If you pulled in the enemy successfully during the ultimate, they're stunned for a very short duration. You do not have to go in with your 3, Wrap It Up, but I suggest doing so to have even longer CC on the enemy to do maximum damage possible. If you do not have enough mana for the full combo, feel free to use the 1 or 2 instead of using the 3 first. So the combos are 4, 3, 2, 1 and 4, 3, 1, 2. A side combo here, remember that if your enemy guard is above 30 Hysteria, you'll receive a speed boost upon landing the 2, Consigned Spirits. You can use this to your advantage before you ult, so you can move around in your ultimate at normal speed. Builds for Baron Samedi. Full CD or high CD, Baron still does a crazy amount of damage while prioritizing cooldown reduction. His cooldowns are crazy low. Most enemies will beads and Aegis to get out of your ultimate. With full CD, you can bait both their relics and then your ultimate will be back up again in a short amount of time without relics being ready. I will give you a few builds. The first one is what I do best with, but you can always be more personalized for what you like. Now, the core items you want on Baron is CDR Boots and Spear of the Magus. My standard build is Mage's Blessing, CDR Boots, Chronos Pendant, Spear of the Magus, Rod of Asclepius, Spear of Desolation, Soul Reaver, and for a health safer build, Mage's Blessing, Warlock Sash, CDR Boots, Spear of the Magus, Chronos Pendant, Soul Reaver, and Soul Gem. Of course, sometimes there are situational things you have to build. For anti-heal, you could swap out Soul Reaver for Divine Ruin. For more defense, you can swap out Chronos Pendant for Breastplate or Genji's Guard. On Support Baron, you would want to build the aura items that fit against the enemy team comp and always have Rod of Asclepius. What not to do as Baron Samedi. Now, as you can see, Baron lacks in mobility. He doesn't have a leap or jump or any sort of escape. How you could escape with the abilities is if you land your third ability, Wrap It Up, you can buy yourself time to escape as the enemy would be slowed and rooted. Buy yourself some time by taking reduced damage in your ultimate while dealing as much damage as you can to the enemy, or if Hysteria is stacked enough, you could apply the 2 effect that will give you a speed boost. You don't want to be in a bad position. Don't push up without wards. This pretty much goes for all gods, as why would you go up without enemy visibility, but some gods have a better chance of surviving a gank than others. Baron isn't one of them. And that is all for the Baron guide. I hope you found this helpful. I wish you well on your Baron journey. Let me know if there's anything else you want covered in guides. I'm planning to make one for every god. Comment down below what god you would like next, or if you just enjoyed the video. I thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like or subscribe or click the bell. That would be super rad. I hope to see you for the next one. Bye!